Is this some kind of sick prank? I demanded, my voice cracking as the video played behind me. The gasps and laughter from the audience were deafening, each sound a fresh wound to my chest. My face burned, and my hands gripped the podium so tightly I thought the wood might splinter. My name is Amelia Hart. I'm 38, and I'm the CEO of Horizon Innovations, a tech company I built from the ground up over the past decade. This stage, this moment, was meant to be my crowning achievement, the pinnacle of our annual Tech Vision Summit, witnessed by employees, clients, and industry titans. Instead, I stood humiliated, exposed by a fabricated video that unraveled my reputation in real time. Moments earlier, the auditorium had buzzed with anticipation as I stepped onto the stage, the spotlights momentarily blinding. This wasn't just another keynote. It was Horizon Innovations' Tech Vision Summit, live streamed to thousands globally. The audience, a blend of our team, key clients, and tech luminaries, had gathered to hear about our latest AI-driven breakthroughs. Months of preparation had led to this, and I felt ready, or so I thought. As I clicked to advance my first slide, the screen flickered. I paused, glancing back, expecting a minor glitch. But instead of my polished presentation, a video began to play. My heart plummeted. It was a deepfake. My face, my voice, spewing words I'd never uttered. The on-screen version of me mocked employees, derided our philanthropy efforts, and hurled insults at clients. Gasps rippled through the room, followed by uneasy laughter that made my skin crawl. I turned to the audience, my pulse hammering. My throat tightened, but I forced myself to speak. "Well," I said, clutching the podium, "that's one way to grab attention." My attempt at levity fell flat, the laughter shifting to something sharper, more mocking. The murmurs grew louder, and I saw phones raised, capturing my unraveling moment. "Let me be clear," I continued, my voice shaky but resolute. "What you just saw is not real. It's a lie. And while I don't know who's behind it yet, I promise you, we'll find out. Is it though?" A voice shouted from the back, slicing through the noise. More laughter followed, crueler now. The murmurs swelled into a chorus of doubt. I could see people exchanging glances, their expressions shifting from shock to suspicion. As I stepped off the stage, the organizers announced an abrupt 30-minute break before the next speaker. The crowd's whispers grew louder as I passed, their stares burning into me, some curious, some judgmental, some gleeful. My face flushed, but I kept my head high, refusing to let them see me break. Backstage, I collapsed into a chair in the green room, my legs trembling. The space was quieter, but not by much. Staff members lingered nearby, pretending to work while sneaking glances. My phone lit up with notifications. Headlines already screaming, "Scandal rocks Horizon Summit. CEO Amelia Hart in deepfake controversy." The 30 minutes dragged like an eternity, the hum of voices from the main hall seeping through the walls. Fragments of conversations reached me. My name, words like fake, disaster, and career ending cutting deep. When Sarah, my executive assistant, rushed in, her face was ashen. "Amelia," she said cautiously, "the press is demanding a statement. They're camped outside and it's bad." Her voice broke, revealing her worry, not just for the company, but for me. I stared at her, words failing me. The break was ticking down, the next speaker preparing. But all I could think was, how do I fix this? Can I? The days that followed were a nightmare. Headlines screamed my name, and every industry conversation seemed to revolve around me. Investigations confirmed the video was a deep fake. crafted with cutting-edge tech to look chillingly real. Experts verified its falsity, but the damage was done. My reputation bore a stain that clung stubbornly. Doubts lingered, especially among those who didn't follow the updates or didn't care to. Fake or not, there's no smoke without fire. I overheard an investor mutter at a conference days later, his words twisting my gut. Within Horizon Innovations, the atmosphere was tense. Employees were supportive on the surface, but I saw their unease. Furtive glances, hushed conversations. Some questioned if the sabotage hinted at deeper leadership flaws. Investors grew more probing. Clients hesitated on deals, and my inbox overflowed with messages veiled in concern but heavy with doubt. I replayed the summit endlessly, the question gnawing at me: who would do this? Two names surfaced repeatedly, no matter how I tried to dismiss them. First was Ethan Ward, CEO of Ward Tech, my fiercest rival. Ethan had never hidden his contempt, often jabbing at my lucky breaks during industry panels. Our companies had clashed over major contracts, and I could imagine him orchestrating this to weaken Horizon and steal our edge. Then there was Claire Monroe, my former co-founder. We'd launched Horizon together, but our partnership imploded years ago over a bitter dispute about the company's direction. Claire left with a settlement and a festering grudge. Rumors swirled that she was building a rival startup. Could this be her revenge? Neither felt entirely right. Ethan was too brazen for such a covert attack. He'd likely gloat publicly if he struck. Claire, though, was methodical, her anger quieter but deeper. Still, would she hold a grudge this long? I paced my apartment that night, the question consuming me. It had to be one of them, Ethan or Claire. But who? The next morning, I sat with Sarah in my office, the weight of the mystery pressing down. "I need your take," I said, leaning forward. "This deepfake, it's tearing me apart. I think it's either Ethan Ward or Claire Monroe." Sarah pulled up a chair, her brow furrowed. "Okay, walk me through it." "Ethan's got motive," I said. "Horizon's his biggest threat. Tanking my reputation could shake our clients and investors, giving WardTech an opening. But this feels too subtle for him. He's more the type to brag about his wins." Sarah nodded. "Yeah, Ethan's not exactly sneaky. If he did this, he'd be crowing about it already." "Then there's Claire," I continued. "Our fallout was ugly. She left with a chip on her shoulder and hasn't spoken to me since. She's smart, strategic. This feels like her style." Sarah considered this. "Claire's got the brains for it, and if she's still bitter, I could see her pulling this off. It's personal with her." I sighed, rubbing my temples. "The problem is, I've got no proof, just gut feelings." "Let's break it down," Sarah said, leaning in. "If it's Ethan, what's his endgame?" "Undermine me. Make Horizon look unstable," I replied. "Clients pull back, investors hesitate, and he swoops in." "And Claire?" Sarah prompted. "Revenge," I said flatly. "She doesn't need a business win, just the satisfaction of watching me crash." Sarah crossed her arms. "Both make sense, but I'm leaning toward Claire. Ethan's too loud for this. Claire's grudge feels like it could drive something this calculated. After our talk, I knew I had to confront them, or at least test their reactions. Subtlety was key. If either was guilty, they'd slip eventually. I started with Ethan, his number feeling lighter to dial. He was impulsive, easier to rattle. "Amelia," he answered, his tone sharp. "What's this about? I'm sure you've seen the headlines," I said, keeping my voice casual. "That video at the summit." He chuckled, smug. "Hard to miss. Brutal stuff. Almost too perfect, huh? I let the silence linger. It's fake, Ethan. You know that, right? Fake or not, perception's what counts, he said, his tone mocking. Tough break. Need a pep talk. I gritted my teeth. Just checking if you've heard anything. You're plugged in after all. His laughter stopped. What? You think I'm behind it? Don't pin your mess on me, Amelia. I don't need dirty tricks to beat you. Just covering my bases, I said coolly. Good luck with that, he snapped, hanging up. I exhaled, his defensiveness feeling genuine but inconclusive. Next was Claire. Her number felt heavier, memories of our fallout flooding back. The phone rang twice before she answered. Amelia Hart, she said, her voice icy. This is unexpected, Claire, I replied, neutral. You've seen the video, I assume. It's everywhere, she said. Nasty business, but not surprising. You've made enemies. I ignored the barb. Enemies like you, she laughed, sharp and cutting. If I wanted you down, I wouldn't hide behind a video. I'd do it face to face. Her words stung, but there was a raw honesty I couldn't dismiss. So you're saying you're clean? I've got better things to do than obsess over you, she said bluntly. But if you're hunting culprits, look closer to home. People like you don't get hit by strangers. The line went dead. Her words, closer to home, echoed, planting a seed of doubt. I set the phone down, my mind spinning. Ethan's arrogance was predictable. Claire's coldness cutting, but not evasive. Neither gave me a clear answer, only more questions. Sarah entered with reports, sensing my tension. How'd it go? As expected, I sighed. Ethan was smug. Claire was cryptic. Neither admitted anything. Sarah sat across from me. Maybe Claire's onto something. What if it's not them? What if it's someone inside Horizon? I frowned, her words mirroring Claire's too closely. You think one of our own would do this? It's not impossible, she said. You've made tough calls, layoffs, restructuring. Not everyone's thrilled. The idea churned my stomach, but I couldn't dismiss it. If that's true, they'd need deep access, systems, footage, event materials. Exactly, Sarah said. Maybe we need to broaden the search. I nodded, the possibility of internal betrayal sinking in. If this came from within Horizon, I'd been blind to it, and whoever did it wasn't just after my reputation. They wanted to dismantle everything I'd built. The next few weeks were a haze of covert investigation and growing unease. I tasked IT with scouring our systems for unauthorized access, but early scans turned up nothing concrete. Every meeting, every hallway glance made me question, was it you? Sarah and I worked late, dissecting every lead. Her meticulousness, cross-referencing logs, checking timelines, kept us grounded, but the lack of answers frayed my nerves. One evening, under the dim glow of my desk lamp, Sarah leaned back, exhausted. What if this isn't about competition or money? What if it's personal? I looked up from my laptop. Personal how? This wasn't just an attack on Horizon, she said. It was aimed at you. The video's content, the timing. It was meant to humiliate you, not just hurt the company. Her words chilled me. I'd been so focused on professional motives, I hadn't considered the personal. You're right, I said slowly. Whoever did this wanted to wound me. But why? The next morning, as I sipped coffee and braced for another day of uncertainty, my phone pinged. An email from Lisa, IT director. Subject, Deepfake investigation. Update. Amelia, we've got a lead. Can you come to IT? I was in Lisa's office within minutes. Her desk was a chaos of screens, displaying logs and access trails. She gestured for me to sit, her expression grim. "We've been digging non-stop," she said. "Last night we found something. During the video upload, there was remote access to the presentation server from inside Horizon via a VPN masking the user's identity. We traced it to the marketing department." "Marketing?" I asked, leaning forward. "Why they handle summit materials, presentations, media files, public content," Lisa said. "Whoever did this had access to the event software and your keynote files." I nodded, processing. It was a lid, but not a name. "What's next?" "We're running a deeper scan to pinpoint the workstation," Lisa said. "Once we have that, we'll know the account used." "Keep it quiet," I said firmly. "This stays between us." Later that day, Lisa called me back. Her office was dim, screens casting shadows. She pointed to a monitor showing access logs. "We've got it," she said. The VPN access came from a workstation assigned to Rachel Evans, a junior marketing associate. "Rachel?" I said, picturing her. Quiet, efficient, unassuming. That doesn't add up. "It gets stranger," Lisa said, pulling up data. Her credentials were used during the upload, right as your keynote started, but not from her office, from a backstage event workstation. I frowned. "Someone was at the summit, in person." Lisa nodded, opening a video file. "We synced here. The login with security footage. This is backstage during your presentation." The screen showed a figure in a dark jacket, swiping an ID at a workstation, the timestamp aligning with the video's interruption. The footage was grainy, the face obscured, but the build and posture weren't Rachel's. They matched someone else, Sarah. The realization hit like a freight train. Sarah, my trusted ally, had betrayed me. I left Lisa's office in a daze, the footage looping in my mind. How had I missed this? How had I let her get so close? Back in my office, Sarah was at her desk, typing as if nothing was wrong. She looked up, smiling. "Hey, Amelia. Lisa said you were with IT. Any breakthroughs?" Her calm twisted my gut. "Nothing yet," I said, forcing a smile. "But we're close." Her expression didn't falter. "Good. Whoever did this is going down, right?" "Oh, they will," I said, my voice steady, despite the rage inside. "I'll make sure of it." That night, alone in my apartment, Sarah's betrayal consumed me. Staring at the city lights, I weighed my options. Confronting her privately risked her spinning a story. Public exposure could backfire, painting me as vengeful. A trap to catch her off guard seemed best, but it had to be precise. She thought she was untouchable, but she'd underestimated me. The next morning, I devised a plan. Bold, public, and undeniable. Horizon needed to see the truth, not just for me, but to show no one could sabotage us and walk away. I called Sarah into my office. "We're holding a company-wide town hall this afternoon," I said, keeping my tone neutral. "It's about the deepfake. I want you there, by my side. You've been my rock through this, and it's only right you're part of the resolution." Sarah's smile was almost smug. "Of course, Amelia. I'll be there." The hours before the town hall were a whirlwind. Lisa compiled an airtight presentation of the evidence, and I rehearsed my remarks. By the time the auditorium filled with employees, the tension was palpable. Sarah sat to my left, relaxed, a faint smile on her lips. Lisa sat to my right, her laptop ready. I stepped to the podium, taking a deep breath. "Thank you for being here," I began, my voice steady. "As you know, Horizon Innovations was attacked during our Tech Vision Summit by a malicious deepfake. Today, We reveal the results of our investigation. I nodded to Lisa, who stood and launched into the evidence. VPN, access, stolen credentials, security footage. The room was silent, employees riveted. Then came the final slide. A clear freeze frame of Sarah at the backstage workstation. A collective gasp swept the room. The individual responsible, Lisa said firmly, is Sarah Bennett. We have undeniable evidence tying her to the sabotage. All eyes turned to Sarah, her calm shattered, her face paling, hands gripping her chair. This is absurd, she stammered. You've got it wrong. I stepped forward, my gaze locked on hers. The evidence doesn't lie, Sarah. You had access. You made the upload, and you betrayed Horizon. And me. Sarah shot to her feet, her voice trembling. This is a mistake. Amelia, you can't believe I'd do this. We've worked together. For years. I've always been loyal. Loyalty doesn't mean sabotaging my career. I said, my tone cutting. It doesn't mean risking this company for your own gain. Do you have anything to say? The truth, this time. She faltered, her eyes darting as if seeking escape. I was coerced, she blurted, her voice cracking. I didn't want to, but what? I pressed. Who coerced you? Why? Her shoulders slumped, the fight draining out. She sank into her chair, her voice a whisper. It wasn't about Horizon. It was about you. You've always had everything. Success, respect, the spotlight. I'm just the assistant, always invisible. I thought if I could make people doubt you, maybe I'd finally be seen. The room fell silent, her confession hanging heavy. I took a breath, her words cutting deeper than I'd expected. Not just for the betrayal, but for the raw envy she'd harbored. Sarah, I said, softer but firm. You could have talked to me. You didn't need to destroy me to feel valued. But what you did isn't just personal, it's criminal. She buried her face in her hands, and I turned to the employees. Horizon is built on trust. When that trust is broken, there are consequences. I didn't press charges, though I could have. I fired her instead. Justice mattered, but closure mattered more. Dragging this through courts wouldn't heal the wound. Sarah's confession was enough. She'd undone herself, her ambition, her own downfall. The aftermath was surreal. Sarah's betrayal dominated headlines. Horizon scandal, assistant's deepfake betrayal, Envy Sync's CEO's ally. Employees rallied around me, relieved the truth was out. Investors reaffirmed their trust, and clients resumed deals. I called Ethan and Claire to apologize for suspecting them, and both accepted with surprising grace, clearing the air. As for Sarah, she got her moment in the spotlight, not the admiration she craved, but infamy. Her name became synonymous with betrayal. Her career in ruins. I couldn't dwell on her. I had a company to lead, a future to shape, and a legacy to protect. One evening, as I sat with my husband, Michael, and our daughter, Lily, I reflected on the ordeal. Michael sensed my mood, taking my hand. You okay? I smiled, watching Lily color at the table. I am now. I thought I needed to prove myself to everyone else, but I don't. This, I gestured to them, and what I've built, that's enough. You've always been enough, Michael said. They just couldn't see it. A year later, at the next Tech Vision Summit, Horizon won industry awards for innovation and ethics. I took the stage alone, my voice steady as I addressed the crowd. This is for those who build with integrity, who rise above betrayal, and who create something extraordinary from nothing. This is just the beginning. The applause was thunderous, but the true victory was mine, forged through resilience, truth, and an unyielding belief in what I'd built. I was Amelia Hart, and I was unstoppable.